We're back on the early edge on CBS Sports Network, and I'm joined by Emory Hunt and Tom Casale, which means we must be talking FCS Group of Five. And gentlemen, let's kick things off with a CBS Sports Network game. We've got Buffalo at Central Michigan, 7 o'clock on Wednesday, again on CBS Sports Network. Both these teams having decent seasons, 5-4, Buffalo 4-1 in conference, however. We're trying to become bowl eligible. Plus 2.5 is the line here, at least as it pertains to Buffalo. Emory, what do we like?
I like Buffalo in this spot. I think the only reason why it's Buffalo plus 2.5 as opposed to minus 2.5 is that they're giving credit for Central Michigan playing at home. But when you watch these teams play throughout the season, Buffalo has some explosive talent on offense. And I think because of that explosiveness that they have, it gives them a chance to really get out of the blocks early and outpace Central Michigan, who has to play from a controlled, dynamic, game script. But I like the fact that the Bulls can get out there and run, pun intended. So I like them plus 2.5.
All right, Tom, you agree. You like the plus 2.5 as well.
Yeah, listen, I like this Buffalo defense, and what they do really well is stop the run, especially the inside running game, and that's what Central Michigan's going to do. The coaching staff comes from Army. They're going to want to line up and run the ball. I think this is going to be a lower scoring, close type of game. And I always think it's interesting when the home team is 2.5. It's almost like they're begging you to take that 2.5. And I could see this number going down even further. I think Buffalo wins outright.
All right, let's go to our favorite Mountain West team bet. Emory, I'm going to start with you again here. San Jose State coming off a loss to Air Force, which somehow was only 26-16. I don't know that I saw that one, but I'm just stunned that there weren't more points in that game. Emory, what do you like in the Mountain West? Is it San Jose State?
It's actually Nevada to lose this game. It's more so about them being terrible as opposed to San Jose State being outstanding. So I will lay the 8.5 points with the Spartans. Because, again, just based off last week, like you mentioned, against the Air Force, we can't figure out the Mountain West because you had San Diego State getting blown out by Hawaii and Air Force showing up defensively against San Jose State. But one thing we all know is that Nevada is not good offensively nor defensively. That right there should allow the Spartans to fight in Tommy Trans to cover the spread here.
The fighting Tommy Trans, is that what you said, Emory? I love that. Tom, talk to me about Air Force. I could have sworn that you promised you weren't going to take Air Force against the spread, but I see they're playing UConn, who is coming off that great win against Duke, and you're going to take the points with Air Force.
Yeah, I promised I wouldn't do it anymore, but 8.5. See, to me, UConn and Air Force are similar teams, right? You want to take them as dogs and not favorites. Last week, UConn was 9.5 against Duke, coming off that big win. See, that's where you want to play UConn. Now they're laying over a touchdown after a big win at home. You're taking on that option offense. So I think Air Force, this is where you want to play them, over a touchdown. You guys mentioned the defense has actually been playing a little bit better, which isn't hard to do compared to what it was at the beginning of the season. But I think this is going to be a close game within a touchdown. I'll take Air Force plus the 8.5.
Tom, let's go right back to CBS Sports Network, 7 o'clock on Wednesday, because we're going to go to our favorite MAC team bet, our favorite MACtion bet. You like Central Michigan under team total.
Yeah, this is actually my favorite play of the game because I think whether Central Michigan covers the 2.5 or not, I don't see him getting to 24 points. This to me feels like that 17-16, 17-13 kind of game. Both defenses are ahead of the offenses. Both teams can stop the run pretty well. So I like this to be listen, I'm not saying don't watch the game. Turn it on CBS Sports Network. It's going to be close. It's going to go down in the final minutes, but I don't expect a lot of scoring. Look for the defenses to dominate.
Emory, Miami of Ohio is getting 3.5 points against Toledo. I thought Miami of Ohio should have beaten Ohio just a few days ago, less than a week ago. Talk to me about the plus 3.5 there.
It's usually a round robin of three teams that are really good in the MAC year in, year out. Toledo, Miami of Ohio, and Ohio. And I want to echo what Tom always talks about. Chuck Barton, fantastic coach, will have his guys ready to play. This home game against Toledo is an opportunity for them to really show the landscape of, hey, we're arrived, we're still here, we're still one of the best teams in college football, and I like them plus the points here against the Rockers, who's having a down year by Toledo standards. We're usually talking about Toledo as a top 25 team. Not this year. This is why I think Miami of Ohio gets it done.
All right, Emory, let's talk about another group of 5 or FCS game we've got our eyes on. I see you've got your eyes on New Mexico minus 14.5 versus Colorado State. I can tell you that I bet UNLV against Colorado State on late Saturday night. It was one of the few late games. That one worked out pretty well for me. We're taking New Mexico. We're laying the points here.
Yes, later points with the Lobos, but this is mostly about Jason Eck and the job he has done with that New Mexico Lobos program. He has quickly turned them around. They're bowl eligible. They're going to blow out Colorado State. This is someone that turned Idaho into perennial power before leaving them to come to New Mexico. This is a name that people will start to get familiar with for some of these big jobs because, again, he's done more with less in terms of resources. Imagine if you gave him more. But I like that he's turned around New Mexico, sleeping giant program out there out west.
Tom, talk to me about ECU -3. Memphis coming off pretty bad loss Saturday night.
Yeah, so every Thursday I write a best betting spots article for CBS. We have 2 of the better spots of the season this week. You got Penn State coming off the 2 emotional wins, laying over a touchdown at Michigan State, like Michigan State there. Here's the other one. East Carolina -3 over Memphis. You might say, why are they favorites? But Memphis, their playoff hopes were destroyed last week. So you get that team that thinks they got a shot at the playoffs. Plus, we don't know if their quarterback's going to be back. Brendan Lewis, who missed last game. So I think people are going to look at this line and say, why is Memphis getting 3? I think they're in a bad spot this week. Give me East Carolina.
James Madison, Tom, Emory, they got a shot at making this playoff thing or no? Anyone?
Good. They should.
All right. Okay, let's move along then too. That wasn't like a ringing endorsement for. I went to James Madison. That's why I'm asking. Which FCS Group of 5 school could pull off an upset in Week 12? Tom, I'll start with you.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the Ivy League. Watch out for Cornell. They've won 4 in a row. Now, this was a team that was young. They were replacing a ton of people from last year. They started the year off slowly. They lost to Albany, which is almost impossible to do. But since then, they've rattled off 4 straight wins in conference. Dartmouth is a really good team. But I like the way Cornell is playing right now. You know, I probably take this more with the line when it comes out because I think you're going to get a big number with the big red. But I think in the fourth quarter, they're going to have a chance to steal this game.
Emory, talk to me about Tennessee Tech.
10-0 Tennessee Tech. You heard me? This is a team that has done a phenomenal job this season in the FCS. Kikoa Vesperis, the quarterback, 22 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He's been outstanding this year. We talk about Theron Gaines, has 5.5 sacks. I think this is the story of the weekend. Tennessee Tech can go into Lexington and upset the Wildcats.
Emory, a lot of times at the end of the show, and we got about 30 seconds left, I like to ask you and Tom a game that you are just super intrigued in watching, whether you have a bet on it or not. Is it that Tennessee Tech matchup, or is there another matchup we haven't discussed?
Selfishly, this was not used to plug where I'm going to be. So I have the Delaware State versus Howard game this weekend. That's the one I'm most intrigued about. So you got to check that out Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern time. And I'm doing a fantastic job of calling these games, as I am one of the best college football color analysts that you don't even know about.
I mean, at this point, Emory, everybody knows about. Does that mean you're going to be in the D.C. area, Emory?
No, I'll be in Dover, Delaware. There's nothing outside of it's just Dover, Delaware.
Random fact. I was born in Dover, Delaware. I just totally random. Anyway, Emory Hunt, Tom Casale, thank you very much. Always insightful, great betting picks from you all. Appreciate it very much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it. Make sure you are subscribed to the SportsLine YouTube channel. That's where you can catch the early edge every single morning at 10 o'clock in the morning. It's about a 30-minute show where we run through our best bets for the day. Have a great Monday, everybody. Enjoy Monday Night Football. We'll see you next time on The Early Edge.